Good morning. I'll just wait. How's this, Rob? No. How's that? Nope. How's that? How's that?
Oh, that's me, sorry.
Are we good? Still somebody over here.
I think that was my advice.
Okay. Somebody's. One more? Yeah, it's in there. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Try again. Is that better? Yes. Okay, we'll try this again. Good morning and welcome to the 2022 inaugural meeting for Grey County. My name is Heather Morrison and I am the clerk for Grey County. I'd like to welcome Grey County Council, CAO Kim Wingrove, our senior management team, guests, and members of the virtual viewing public. I'll call this meeting to order and complete the roll call. Councillor Mackey.
Present.
Councillor Gamble.
Present.
Councillor Burley.
Present.
Councillor Carlton.
Present.
Councillor McQueen.
Present.
Councillor Desai.
Present.
Councillor Patterson.
Present.
Councillor Hicks.
Here.
Councillor Clumpus. Councillor Keaveney.
Present.
Councillor Body.
Present.
Councillor O'Leary.
Present.
Councillor Woodbury. Councillor Millen.
Present.
Councillor Soever.
Present.
Councillor Sampson.
Present.
Councillor Robinson.
Present.
Councillor Hutchinson.
Present.
We have all members in attendance. Thank you. At the final meeting of 2021 in the warden's closing address, resilient was the word used to describe the past year in Grey County. As noted, the county was able to rise to the challenges put in front of us during the pandemic and make some remarkable changes and investments in this county. As we look forward to 2022, the words hope, prosperity, and foresight are what come to mind. I use the word hope because it seems to encompass so many possibilities, both here at the county, in our professional lives, and in our personal lives. Hope supports the light at the end of this pandemic tunnel, so that some sense of normalcy may return to our lives. It allows us to think about gathering with family and friends again. It means inviting the public back into our hallways so that we can help in person. It means providing what is needed most to our vulnerable population. And it means having the world once again at our doorstep to create new adventures and memories. In 2022, prosperity seems fitting to follow hope. The opportunity to see our retailers, tourism destinations, and businesses prosper in 2022. To kickstart the economy again and watch as businesses, both large and small, flourish in all that they do. To see success at every level and watch as the businesses and organizations thrive is exciting to think about. Finally, we look to foresight. In times of increasing rapid change, growing complexity, and uncertainty, responsible governance requires preparing for the unexpected. 2022 marks the last year of this council term. As the band Europe sings, it's the final countdown. The decisions that you have made over the last 3 years, and the ones that you will make in this upcoming year will set the stage for future generations. Not only future county council members, but staff, healthcare workers, businesses, and our residents. As you think about the decisions that will come before you in your final year, think about the impact, the investment, and the outcomes of the decisions that will affect all of us. But first, we start with hope. Let's proceed to the election of the Warden of Grey County for 2022. While the procedures that we will be following today are set out in the county's procedural bylaw, a few of the past practices for inaugural sessions have had to shift slightly to accommodate this meeting. The deadline for nominations was set for November 25th, 2021 at noon hour, with 2 nominations being received. I will ask each candidate their intention to run for office. Each nominator of the candidates who are going to stand for election will then be entitled to speak in support of their candidate. Each candidate who stands for election may also make a presentation to council. The procedural bylaw limits each nominator and candidate to 5 minutes. The election of the warden is done by an anonymous online poll, and in accordance with the Municipal Act, each councillor is entitled to 1 vote. There will not be any scrutineers for this vote as it's an online poll, but the candidates are able, if they choose, to view the anonymous election results on the deputy clerk's screen. As there are 2 councillors running for office, if there is a tie, I will place the names of the candidates on equal sizes of paper and then select an individual to draw 1 name out of the ballot box, and that person will be declared the warden. I need a motion to elect the warden for a 1-year term. Councillor Woodbury.
I
Thank you. It's an honor and gives me great pleasure to move that the Warden of the County of Gray be elected for a one-year term in accordance with Gray County's procedural bylaw 5003-18 and as amended by bylaws 5081-20 and 5094-20 and section 233, clause 1 of the Municipal Act 2001.
Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Gamble. I'll call the question. All in favor of the motion? Is there anyone opposed? Thank you. That motion is carried. Nominations in writing for the 2022 Gray County Warden were received for Christine Robinson, moved by Sue Carlton, seconded by Shirley Keaveney, and Selwyn Hicks, moved by Akesh Desai, and seconded by Barb Klumpus. Councillor Robinson, do you wish your name to stand for the election of the 2022 Gray County Warden?
Yes, I do. It'll be my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Councillor Hicks, do you wish your name to stand for the Gray County Warden 2022? Thank you very much. I would now ask the mover for Christine Robinson, Sue Carlton, followed by her seconder, Shirley Keaveney, to come to the podium to provide comments in support of their candidate.
Good morning, members of Gray County Council, staff, special visitors, and media, and our virtual participants. It is my honor to nominate Councillor Christine Robinson to the position of Warden of the County of Gray for the 2022 term. She will not just follow in the footsteps of all the amazing wardens who have come before her. She will bring a new perspective to the role that reflects our society in 2022. As each of our past wardens have done, she will exhibit the high principles and ethics needed to represent the County of Gray in a positive, progressive manner. I first met Christine 3 years ago and was immediately impressed with how approachable, friendly, and welcoming she is. These are the traits we want Gray County to be known for. These are the traits that will entice our residents to stay, that will lure newcomers to our community. People want to live and work where they feel welcome and valued. Christine Robinson will bring that value to the role of warden and ultimately to the County of Gray with her balanced approach to decision-making, by being open-minded, by encouraging everyone to have a voice and to express that voice. She values the opinions, thoughts, and contributions of others. She recognizes that it is all voices, ideas, thoughts, dreams, and visions being brought forward for respectful discussion that makes our Gray County Council such a strong and vibrant entity. Her collaborative and inclusive style of leadership will benefit everyone. When Christine brought forward the idea of a separate agricultural committee, I voted against it. From my perspective on the Economic Development Committee, I thought our agricultural community was well represented and did not see the need for another committee devoted strictly to agriculture. I was wrong. When I read the reports coming from that committee and see the value they are bringing to not just the agricultural community, but to all of Gray County, I am glad that Christine and others persevered. She has that vision. She cares for all of Gray County and is not afraid to push forward with her ideas for the benefit of all. She is a decisive decision maker, and her voting record speaks to how she supports Gray County as a whole. That is the leadership style we want to see in our next Gray County Warden. Christine is also a member of the Long-Term Care Committee and the Redevelopment Task Force. She cares for all. As I was getting to know Christine, I found that her entire career has been in municipal government. From the lowest position to the top position of CAO, she has worked hard at all levels and brings this knowledge of municipal government as a staff member to her role as a municipal politician. Understanding both sides of the horseshoe gives her an insight that few of us have. We all have a story to tell about what brought us to this place as a member of County Council. Christine told me that very early in her career, she was tasked with setting up council chambers for the next council meeting. It was during one of those times as she was ensuring water pitchers and glasses were placed, agendas and corresponding paperwork were where they needed to be, and everything was ready for the meeting to start and run efficiently, that she looked up from behind the horseshoe and knew that someday she wanted to be sitting there looking out. She thought to herself, I can do this. Someday I am going to be a member of council. As mayor of West Gray and a member of county council, she has succeeded in achieving that dream. Christine Robinson's experience, first as a municipal employee and now as a member of council at both levels, is a perfect background needed for her to be warden for the County of Gray. I trust that all councillors here today will give this vote the same careful, thoughtful consideration that is given to all matters presented to us in these illustrious council chambers. Please join me in electing Christine Robinson to be our next Gray County Warden. Thank you.
Good morning, Gray County Council, CAO Kim Wingrove, all staff, and members of the public who are listening in. It has been a pleasure to get to know and to work with Councillor Christine Robinson during this term of Gray County Council. I am honored to second her nomination for the prestigious position of Gray County Warden for 2022, the final leg of this term. These have been unprecedented times because of the pandemic, of course, but also because of the incredible level of growth Gray County is facing. We need a strong leader who can continue to guide the great work of this council and who can set the tone for the year following the 2022 election. Christine Robinson is this person. I've been impressed with Christine since the first day I met her. I was taken right away with her professionalism and her clearly articulated speaking skills. Christine is passionate about Gray County, about its successes, its initiatives, and its potential. Christine proudly supports and promotes businesses. She shops local and is happy to boast about her great finds in Gray County. Councillor Robinson believes in the positivity of Gray County. She sees it as a premier location to live, work, invest, and play. She promotes Gray as a place to put down roots, to proudly make your home, as she has done with her husband, Scott. Christine provides skillful leadership, having 32 years of experience in municipal government on the administrative side of things, which included the most senior administrative positions prior to her retiring and putting her name forward to lead her community of West Gray. Christine brings the skill set of municipal experience. She understands how governance functions from both sides of the table. Christine Robinson is an effective leader, as demonstrated by her skillful and articulate approach to her commitment to create an agricultural advisory committee for the county. This is an impactful and effective committee. There is great exchange of information and best practices at these sessions, most recently on the topic of climate change, where we heard about several of the innovative approaches being implemented on our local farms. Christine is a positive ambassador for Gray County. I'm sorry, neither she nor any of us had the opportunity to attend conferences of late, but I have sat in on a virtual session of Roma that Christine chaired. She is thorough, professional, and enjoyable in her approach. Councillor Robinson has demonstrated her ability to work well with members of Gray County Council and with staff to achieve tangible results for all of Gray. Christine advocated for the addition of Gray Road 4 to our Gray Transit service. Transportation is vital, as is addressing our affordable housing challenges to solve our workforce dilemma. She supports staff by verbally acknowledging the importance of each department and their work to continuously improve services for Gray. Christine Robinson brought to council a motion, which I was happy to support, that brought to the forefront our need to advocate for broadband for our Grey County businesses and residents. Christine enables and encourages participation with her kind, genuine, patient, empathetic attitude. She makes sure all are heard and that decisions benefit all residents equally. Christine Robinson is a consensus builder. She encourages a decision-making environment that is supportive, not divisive. This cohesiveness, council and staff working in tandem, is critical to the sustainable future of Grey County as we face the incredible amount of change before us. Christine rates a top score for her level of integrity. Her genuine, humble, respectful nature makes her a natural leader. Councillor Robinson is an excellent communicator. She is thoughtful and thorough always. Christine works hard. She does her homework, is always well prepared and ready for whatever challenges may come her way. These qualities are admirable and are what's needed to lead Grey County through the next year as we come out of COVID and discover our new normal. Councillor Robinson is a collaborative leader locally and will be equally effective in her representation of Grey County, its interests, and its residents on external boards, committees, and with all orders of government. In closing, I believe Councillor Christine Robinson is the person to lead this council through the final year of this term. Christine is strong, capable, ready, and right for Grey County. Please join me in supporting Christine Robinson for 2022's Grey County Warden. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to now call on the movers for Councillor Hicks, Councillor Desai, followed by Councillor Clumpus.
Good morning, colleagues. It is my honor today to present Councillor Hicks for Grey County Warden. There is no doubt in my mind that Warden Hicks possesses the qualifications and abilities to perform the duties required in fulfilling this role. We know him, his family, his professional qualifications, mainly because he doesn't shy away from talking about these topics. So I won't focus on these things. I won't focus on his 15 years of experience as an elected municipal official. I won't focus on how he has served on 2 royal commissions, nor will I focus on the fact that he is an established, well-respected lawyer. I also won't focus on the fact that he has been heavily involved in promoting the interests of underprivileged youth through his work with organizations such as Toronto YMCA, Children's Aid Society of Toronto, and Youth Assisting Youth. While these are, without question, distinguishing qualities and virtuous distinctions, they are a footnote to why I have immense respect for Warden Hicks. And that is because they don't speak to why Selwyn is a good leader and a good friend. And they do so little to speak to why Selwyn is unquestionably the better choice for Warden of Grey County, given the circumstances we find ourselves in. Selwyn and I got to know each other during the 2016 AMO conference in Windsor. Through coincidences, we happened to attend the same sessions on multiple occasions. In our conversations following the sessions, it was clear to see that Selwyn was passionate about his communities, Hanover and Grey County. Over the subsequent 2 years, we talked often. These talks were almost always at my request to help him see the right side of the Grey Gables issues. As we are aware, he and I continue to disagree on that issue. Nonetheless, his willingness to carve out time for a young politician to speak on an issue he knew would not provide for easy conversation was admirable. He was forthright in his disagreement with me. Where some were circumspect, he was always straightforward for his reasons on his position. For this, I will always have tremendous respect for Selwyn. Following the 2018 elections, when I was fortunate enough to see my hard work earn me a seat at this table, Selwyn became the warden and was always available to provide sage advice. Even as we continued to disagree on some issues, Selwyn was a model professional who didn't allow disagreements on one issue to seep into other issues. He always ensured that my voice and my opinions were respected. Where some chose to look down on my age and perceived inexperience, Selwyn valued the different perspective I was able to bring to the council table. Selwyn's mentoring and leadership during that early stage was crucial as I tried to bring my voice and feel in place at this table. Colleagues, friends, we are living in arguably the most difficult circumstances of our lifetimes with this global pandemic. We would like to think that we are on our way out of this 2-year-long pandemic, but every passing day does little to bring certainty in these uncertain times. In such times, we need a leader who knows what this job demands. We need a leader who won't be learning on the job. In addition to being a municipal politician for 15 years, Selwyn has also served 2 terms as the warden of Grey County, his second term being during this pandemic. As the incumbent, he is intimately familiar with the uncertainties the pandemic brings to the organization. In such circumstances, it is even more important to have a leader who possesses the fortitude to make the right decisions rather than popular decisions. Based on these considerations, I have no doubt that Selwyn is the candidate best suited for the job. With that, my friends, I am proud to present the nomination of an extraordinary leader, a steadfast friend, and more importantly, a phenomenal warden, Warden Selwyn Hicks. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Clerk, members of County Council, CAO Kim Wingrove, senior managers and staff, invited guests, and our virtual participants. As mayor of the municipality of Meaford and a proud member of County Council, I've enjoyed a friendship as well as a strong working relationship with Selwyn Hicks over many, many years, and I'm honored to address you this morning on his behalf. To say the least, this last year has been unprecedented. It would be an understatement to say anything other than that. It was indeed a challenge to lead an organization made up of 9 different entities and a vast geographic area during the lowest point in a lengthy state of emergency, where normal activities were conducted remotely via technology. It was also a lonely one, with almost everyone working from home, no public events or gatherings to attend, and the inability to connect personally with the constituents and councils of all members of municipalities, which is a key and very rewarding function for the warden. As I listened to Warden Hicks' final address to council, it was apparent that this unusual year was also one of remarkable productivity for the county. In his remarks, Selwyn graciously attributed the successes to the dedication, the commitment, and the resilience of the staff team led by CAO Wingrove. Significant progress has been made on important priorities like affordable housing, homelessness, truth and reconciliation, climate change, and expanded transportation, all with a steady focus throughout the pandemic on service delivery and the health, safety, and well-being of our residents through unmatched diligence by EMS and the management of our long-term care facilities. The part that Warden Hicks humbly sidestepped in his remarks was his consistent push for the expansion of high-speed broadband capacity throughout our rural communities, even though his home community of Hanover has had full fiber connectivity with 1 gigabyte of service for many years. His focus has been on our rural communities with lesser service, always. All of this is an impressive body of work that speaks to the trust, the mutual respect, and the strong, effective leadership of a team working harmoniously together on common goals and priorities that are exclusively in the best interests of Grey County. Selwyn is someone I hold up as a model when it comes to wearing the county hat, which sometimes can be a challenge for us all as leaders of our own lower tier municipalities. We have witnessed, and with gratitude been participants in, the momentum that has been created over the year on many important issues. I believe Selwyn's strong, seasoned, and effective leadership is essential to continue to build on this momentum as we enter the final year of this term of council. This will certainly leave a significant legacy for subsequent county councils to emulate and a strong platform upon which to meet our future. This is truly the mark of an exceptional leader, and it is an honor for me to second the nomination of Selwyn Buck Hicks for a third term as warden of this great county. I encourage my colleagues on county council to join me in re-electing Selwyn as warden for 2022. Thank you.
I'll now provide an opportunity for each candidate to make a presentation. We'll start with Councillor Robinson.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Grey County Council. Thank you very much to my nominator, Councillor Sue Carlton, Deputy Mayor of the Township of Georgian Bluffs, and my seconder, Councillor Shirley Keaveney, the Deputy Mayor of the Municipality of Meaford. It is my honor and indeed my pleasure to be standing here before you, putting my name forward to be Warden of Grey County for 2022. I am offering my civic service, my civic duty, time, energy, knowledge, and experience to enhance the position of warden and to ensure that Grey County moves forward and thrives. I am passionate about Grey County, and I will work tirelessly on your behalf. I have been encouraged in this endeavor to run for warden by my Grey County colleagues, my Grey County Council colleagues, that is, my husband Scott, past wardens, family, and friends. And I thank each and every one of you for that support. I must say that I am in a unique position to hit the ground running right now. I am able to assume all of the responsibilities of the warden, which includes, but is not limited to, advocating for Grey County at the other orders of government, being an ambassador for our wonderful county, chairing meetings, fully participating in council, committee of the whole, and committee discussions with my fellow county councillors, and representing Grey County on external boards and committees that I would be serving on by virtue of being warden, all to the best of my ability. This all-in approach to being warden will advance Grey County, all along while providing the strong leadership that is needed. We as a council will work together collaboratively, and we will get things done. The position of warden holds great responsibility of leadership, accountability in our county governance structure. This responsibility I take very seriously and will uphold its significance. It is a time for change in leadership, and I am that change. I have a proven record in terms of my voting record that supports Grey County as a whole. I extend myself to others through collaboration, inclusiveness, and open-mindedness. I believe that it is critical, in the words of author Stephen Covey, seek first to understand, then to be understood. This year I pledge the following: to provide quarterly updates to council regarding the activities of the warden's office, including reporting on the activities of external agencies, boards, and committees that I will be serving on, certainly by virtue of being in the office of the warden. I commit to following through on the strategic priorities of this council with tangible results. I will foster a strong advocacy role and relationship with the upper orders of government for the purpose of advancing our strategic priorities of our county. I will strengthen the leadership role of the warden by ensuring the identification of a strong present warden that will offer and provide guidance, support, and lead county council to success and prosperity. I will focus on the barriers of the quality of life by supporting social services, affordable housing initiatives, climate action programs that support our environment, and attention to our infrastructure. I will continue to be a champion of long-term care, agriculture, broadband, and transit. I will support our economic recovery and business continuity through initiatives and programs. Yesterday marked the 100th anniversary for Grey County's own Agnes McVale being elected as Canada's first ever woman member of Parliament. I take strength and inspiration in the important work of Agnes McVale. As she did 100 years ago, I am asking you now for your vote to be warden for Grey County for 2022. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll now invite Councillor Hicks to the podium.
My gosh, you're all so somber. Thank you, Madam Clerk. And thank you as well to my nominators, Councillors Desai and Klumpus, for their very kind words. You're supposed to start off with a joke, right? So here it goes. Why can't Trump go to the White House anymore? The answer, it's for Biden. Sorry. Thank you. My time is short, so I'll get down to business. Some of you may be asking, why is that Hicks guy sticking around? Shouldn't he let someone else have a turn? The answer is, there's unfinished business, just a little bit of time to get it done, and I'm the person best positioned to get that work done in that short time period. In a relay race, you always put your best sprinter on the last leg. In my respectful submission, of the choices you have for warden, I am that best sprinter. Anyone new to the position of warden, notwithstanding their education, skill set, or drive, will require some time to figure out the job. With the warden Hicks, you have someone that has the job figured out and can hit the ground running. Specifically, I have established relationships with key players necessary to get things done in short order. I'm talking about relationships with members of the Western Ontario Wardens Caucus. I'm talking about a strong relationship with our local MP and MPP. And I'm talking about a strong relationship with Indigenous partners, community service partners, and our medical officer of health. Members of council, in our final year, an election year, we have the proposition of a lame duck period. That affords us realistically about 6 to 8 months to get things done. Over the next few months, we have several task forces, like the Climate Change Task Force and the Hanover Owen Sound Task Force, that will produce final reports with recommendations for action. Under my leadership, we will get the ball rolling on implementation of those recommendations quickly. Last year, I challenge this council to make a bold move on an important priority, affordable housing. This council rallied together and responded in a big way with initiatives that will have a significant impact for years to come. Today, if reelected, I will be asking this council to pivot its attention to a crisis that has been running parallel with the COVID-19 crisis, and has arguably been amplified by COVID-19. I'm talking about mental health and addictions. The latest stats we have show that there were 25 confirmed opioid-related deaths in Grey Bruce in 2020. That was a 50% increase from 2019. By comparison, over the last 2 years, we lost 15 people to COVID-19 illness. Our paramedics and frontline social service workers are seeing an increase in the complexity of client cases. Children in our community needing mental health services are routinely sent to Toronto and London because of a lack of necessary services in our area. This, my friends, requires us to roll up our sleeves and get down to work with our community partners urgently. Under my leadership, we will answer the call to action that was issued to us in a delegation to council just a few months ago. I'm confident that we can deliver results on mental health and addictions equal to our response to affordable housing over the last year. I thank you for listening to me, and I hope that you will consider electing me to serve our final year as your warden. Thank you.
With that, our Deputy Clerk, Tara Warder, will now administer the anonymous online poll for the election of the 2022 Grey County Warden. We are missing one vote. Is anyone having, we will run the poll again. We only have 17 votes at this point. Okay, Tara, can you relaunch the vote? In the absence of scrutineers, if the candidates would like to go to Ms. Warder's computer to see the results before they're announced, please feel free to do so. So Tara will confirm that there is a tie. Okay. In that case, in accordance with the procedural bylaw, we have a piece of paper with each candidate's name on it and a ballot box. Feel like a magician. There's nothing in the box. Here, I will invite our CAO, Kim Wingrove, up to draw a name out of the box. There's paper in there. Thank you. The warden for 2022, Selwyn Hicks. I will invite Selwyn's mover and seconder to escort him to the front. They're looking for a picture, so I will step out of the way for a moment.
Shall we, do you want us to step up there?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, I'll now invite you to recite the oath of office. Off, it's fine, I'll stand over here.
Thank you. That was close. I, Selwyn Hicks, having been elected or appointed to the office of warden in the county of Grey, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Order reigning sovereign for the time being, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Swish.
Congratulations, Mr. Warden.
Thank you very much.
I will invite past Warden McQueen up for the, present the chain of office. Yep, this, you go out front there.
Yes.
It is my honor to present you with the chain of office for Warden 2022.
Warden Hicks, I will present you with the gavel and invite you to assume the chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Am I giving a speech now?
You can go right up to the front here.
Let me up top.
Yes, please.
We good to go? Thank you. Distinguished guests, former wardens, fellow county councilors, virtual participants, family, friends, staff, and members of the media. I'm truly humbled to be in this position again and to have the confidence of my colleagues. I promise to continue the level of work and enthusiasm you have come to expect from me as your warden. Last year, my wife, Barbara, observed the warden's election process from the parking lot as we were in a lockdown. Today, she is here in person, and so I will start off by thanking you, my wife, Barbara, our kids, and all the other spouses, partners, and families who share their elected family member with the public. It has been a unique and challenging year. Many in the community are fatigued. Sometimes that expression of fatigue and frustration is expressed to public servants in a manner that can be challenging. This can and does have an impact on us personally and on our families. I know that every elected representative around this horseshoe cares deeply about our community. I also know that your sacrifice is not always acknowledged. Moreover, I know that the sacrifice of partners and family members is rarely thought about. Once again, thank you. Next, I extend gratitude to Councilors Desai and Klumpus for nominating me. I'm humbled by your kind words and your vote of confidence. In my closing remarks for 2021, I reflected on our accomplishments and bold decision-making in the midst of adversity. I called on you to make a bold move to address affordable housing. You took up that challenge and responded with the establishment of an affordable housing fund and implementation of an annual 1% levy for affordable housing. In the last year alone, just over $1.1 million was dedicated to affordable housing as a result of those two initiatives. Of course, we're doing much more to address affordable housing, and the problem will not be resolved overnight. However, we demonstrated that we get it, we care, and we're prepared to act. With the above said, I'm now asking this council to direct its attention and act boldly on another issue that requires urgent response. I'm talking about mental health and addictions. A few months ago, our council entertained a delegation in which we were issued a call to action. That passionate call to action came from community service professionals and, most important, from people with lived experience. Councillor Mackey, you and I served together on the Grey Bruce drug strategy for 4 years. You continued for a further 3 years. If you're willing, and if the members of County Council, excuse me, are supportive, I would like to ask you to take up a leadership role in Grey County's response to the call to action on mental health and addiction. Because this is an election year and our time is short, we will need to move quickly to achieve something meaningful in this term of council. It is my hope that approximately 355 days from now, I will be able to report success on addressing mental health and addiction at a level equal to our achievement this year on affordable housing. I will not be scheduling one-on-one meetings with members of council this year. Instead, I will maintain an open door policy where you can come to me with any concerns or ideas. If circumstances change and it's appropriate, I will visit staff in the field to touch base and extend gratitude, excuse me, for the work they did to achieve amazing results in unprecedented circumstances. I will also schedule an update meeting with every lower tier council in Grey County. That has not happened in this term of council for various reasons. This is our legacy year. Together, County Council, we are going to knuckle down and finish our term on a high note. I want us to be remembered not for what we faced, but for our relentless commitment to achieve results for the people of Grey County, despite what we faced. It has become a bit of a tradition for me to end my inaugural speeches with words from a song. Today will be no different. In the past, I quoted words from Rush and Led Zeppelin, and today I leave you with words from a 1969 song by the Hollies. The Hollies. It goes, "So on we go, his welfare is my concern. No burden is he to bear. We'll get there. For I know he would not encumber me. He ain't heavy. He's my brother." Thank you for giving me this honor to serve as warden for one more year. And thank you for listening to me today. Thank you. Okay, so I'm now looking for a motion to adopt the warden's address. Moved by Councillor Patterson, seconded by Councillor Desai. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. Thank you very much. I'm going to rise for O Canada. Are we allowed to sing? No.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Okay, now I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn council until Thursday, December 9th, 2021 at 10 a.m. I'm going to say Councillor Burley, even though I see other hands, because I apologize to you folks. And Councillor Keaveney will be, I'm still doing it, aren't I? Yes, Keaveney and Carlton. I meant to say Councillor Carlton, my apologies. One of these days, I'm going to get that right, aren't I? Okay, I think that's it. Oh, we have to call. All those in favor? Is there anyone opposed? That's carried. Thank you very much. We are adjourned.